Welcome to the 10-Minute Mogul podcast. I'm Adam Zucker alongside my incredible wife.
I'm Randy Zucker, and we're here to revolutionize your real estate investing journey.
We built our success from the ground up. Through determination, courage, massive action, we created a portfolio of motels, multifamily properties, and renovate over 100 homes.
We understand the challenges other investors face and know firsthand how tough it can be to pivot in the real estate game and reach that next level. That's why we developed a powerful method to help you prioritize your time, maximize your life, and build legacy wealth.
Let's spend 10 minutes together to change your life.
We're excited to welcome Julie George, a mogul in the short-term rental industry. Julie started with just one Airbnb property, and in 2.5 years, she grew it into 130 homes, a multi-million-dollar business generating $8 million a year. And then right before COVID hit, you got approached to sell your business. Timing is everything. Like many of us, you were very hands-on. You talked about making 17 beds in one day, communicating with guests all hours of the night, which we've all been in those shoes. Now, Julie coaches others on the crucial shift from working in your business to working on it, focusing on strategic growth rather than daily tasks. She's also the best-selling author of Million Dollar Host, and she has been so gracious to offer this book as an ebook version. You need to like Julie George on Instagram, follow her, and comment mogul so we know that you are listening today. So that is so awesome, Julie. You're also the co-host of Hospitable Host series, which is another great book that everybody should be reading. But we're so excited to have you on 10-Minute Mogul today and to hear your insights.
Oh, g'day from Australia. Thanks for having me, Adam and Randy. It's great to see you on video chat. We normally catch up once a year at a conference in good old Nashville and some honky tonk bars, but lovely to connect on the other side of the world. So, but I'm a day ahead of you in Australia, so I can see the future, and the future looks pretty bright.
Thanks, Julie.
Yeah, so if you don't mind, do you just want to take us back to the beginning? Tell us how you got started. That'd be incredible.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. It's my favorite story to tell. So back in 2016, I discovered the world of Airbnb and short-term rentals. I had one apartment that was my own and my tenant moved out. And I thought, what is all the fuss about with this short-term rental game? Let's put some linen in, turn the Wi-Fi on, take some photos and list the property on Airbnb. Within hours, I had my first booking. Within days, my first guest. And I just fell in love with the whole process. The hospitality side was natural to me. I had studied hotel management at university, of all things, and then never managed a hotel. But suddenly I had my own little apartment that I was managing and having people come and stay. I love the reciprocal review system that kept us all honest and just gave me a little bit of reassurance that my property was going to be well looked after and that people were going to behave themselves, which they did. And then, of course, the money, cha-ching, cha-ching. It was, almost more than double what I was receiving as a long-term rental on that property, and it just opened up so many ideas. And of course, one of those ideas being a property management company in the short-term rental space. Look, I was working in real estate at that time and went back to my broker and said to him, listen, I've got this idea. Let's start a property management company for short-term rentals. And he looked at me and laughed. Like I said, we were going down to the beach to start a lemonade stand. And so I promptly wrote out my resignation letter, handed it to him, walked out the door and was on my own and went, oh, crap, I need to make this work. So it was a real situation in 2016 of creating a business model that really didn't exist in too many places. It was a very new concept, managing other people's properties for them, having fully furnished properties being handed over, and someone saying, look after my property, list it, and go for it. And so I was charging 25% on those properties. And it was a real win-win. So some property investors who never were able to stay in their own properties suddenly got to vacation in these homes. People that were going away on long extended vacations were handing the keys over. And rather than having a house sitter, suddenly they had this income stream coming in. So it was a win-win on that side. It was a win for me because suddenly I had this business idea that actually worked. We all have these business concepts and then dream about it, but to have something actually hit the mark. And it worked so well that we managed to find 130 homes to look after in a 3-year period. It was incredible. And then to fully round out that story, in 2019, I got a tap on the shoulder from someone wanting to buy the business. So I packaged it up and sold it just 2 months prior to COVID, the world shutting down with COVID. So timing was bloody everything. But now I get to travel the world, meet amazing people like yourself in conferences. I get up on stage, I educate people, I motivate, I inspire. I write lots of books, as you can see behind me, and I really just get a buzz now out of seeing other hosts and people in the world create these business opportunities for themselves. So much like the two of you, if we can find financial freedom through real estate, whatever strategy that we adopt, and it works. And for me, it was property management and short-term rentals.
Yeah, you're the OG of Airbnb.
The grandma sometimes.
Really fabulous looking one. You look
Oh, we'll take it.
Why don't you tell us a little bit though on how you actually pivoted? You
Yeah.
alone couldn't manage 130 listings.
No,
So
no,
what was
I had to,
the first
yeah, I
step?
had to really, I think it was one day I had made 17 beds in a row and I went home and thought, whose stupid idea was property management and short-term rentals? This sucks. And I'm trying very hard not to swear. I don't want to bring the Australian terms to your show too quickly, but I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm burning out and I've got two options here. I either get some help and put a team under me to help me and to really fill the gaps in areas that I was not strong in. Or second option, pack it up, give it away and go and get a job. Go back to a cubicle and trade my money for time. Well, that option was not even considered for too long. It was actually the next day that I sat down and had a coffee with a friend of mine, Glenn, who's 70-year-old Glenn. We used to work in Yellow Pages advertising. We used to sell phone book ads. That's how crazy, folks. If you're listening in, you don't know what a Yellow Pages is. It was before Google. But we used to sell phone book ads. And he said to me, Julie, I don't want to retire. I want to keep working. I want to keep doing my own thing. I was working commission only. I'm happy to do something to keep myself busy. And I said, right, Glenn, do you have a smartphone, a mop, a bucket, and a car? And he said, yes. And I said, right. Have you got a vacuum cleaner? Yes. Here we go. Here's 10 properties. I want you to look after these 10 properties. I want you to message the guests. I want you to clean the houses. I want you to look after these homes as if they are your own. Notice if there's any damages, organise contractors, but look after these homes and look after the guests as if they're your own. I'm going to teach you the ins and outs of short-term rentals and you're going to become my first co-host. And much like a franchise, I gave him a little portfolio and we were off and running. Suddenly I didn't have 17 beds to make every day because I was out doing what I do best, and that was to find more properties. And that's how I quickly was able to scale. I was able to fill those gaps, find those, look at the basically what I was good at, what I was bad at, what I liked doing, what gave me energy, the tasks that I identified that were needing filling. I was able to outsource and find those co-hosts to fill the gaps. And I suck at cleaning, so that was the first thing that we needed to get sorted.
Yeah, you can't add more properties if you're busy making a bed.
That's right. And you have to get that framework right. And I think listeners, if you're listening in right now and you are running short-term rentals, you're probably very much like I was in the beginning, where you're thinking, I can do this all. It's 24/7. You don't have a break. You need to be able to get that help in order to scale. And that's really tough to admit, that you need to get that help. And sometimes delegating is one of the hardest things that we can do as business owners. But it's so rewarding, because as soon as you can do that, you realize that other people's strengths can come in and just enhance your own business. Much the same as the two of you. I look at, you're very different to each other, but you're such a good partnership, and look at what you've achieved. Look what I've achieved with having a team. Folks, if you're listening in, get a team underneath you.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually have on our website, 10-Minute Mogul, what we call the power profile. And you
Mm.
score.
Yeah, I'm an analyst, so I'm more, underwriting all the kind of financial analysis and finding those
Yeah.
undervalued properties. That's kind of my
Good.
specialty.
And Randy, what's your specialty?
I'm the manager, so I do a better job talking to our teams,
There you go.
delegating. Yeah.